And then there's BYU women's soccer back in the NCAA tournament after a brief one-year hiatus. The West Coast Conference regular season champions once again. And joining us from BYU women's soccer is the one and only Olivia Wade. Olivia, welcome to Studio B.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Jesse Wade is your brother.
Yes, that is
not the other way.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. He's my brother. I'm not his sister.
Yes.
So.
You are playing.
You're playing right now.
He is
yeah.
not.
Yeah, come on,
We need to recognize the current athlete, right? Of course, the Gonzaga transfer. So you were coming here anyway. He was at Gonzaga last season. What's it like now to be at the same school?
It's so weird. You know, we have a class together, and so every time I see him, it's just like, you made the right choice. Like, the prodigal son returns. It's super fun. Yeah, it's super fun. It's cool to have him. So.
What's the class?
It's New Testament. So.
Nice. Do you do the homework together?
This is why the prodigal son fits perfectly.
Oh, nice.
It's the New Testament class.
No, so it's super fun. We just, do the assignments together. But
it's nice. Sunday dinner.
Brother and sister.
Yeah.
The whole day.
Doing homework together. It's fantastic. Okay, now to the sport that you are playing right now, which is soccer at a very high level. What was your immediate reaction to finding out you're going to play TCU in the NCAA tournament in Texas with the potential of a rematch against Texas A&M?
I think when we first heard it, we're super excited just because we'd already played in Texas once this year. And so, we're used to kind of the atmosphere and kind of the feel of Texas. And so I think, getting TCU, that's a good first round game for us. And so I think we're just going to go in and take care of business.
There was a lot of conversation in the offseason. You're a freshman, right? So last year was like, what happened, And then in December, late December and January, there was a culture change. You got to school, I assume, in the summer or early fall. What did you sense when you showed up that was different maybe about this team from the team you've watched play last year?
I mean, this year definitely they're not taking anything for granted. We come into every game. Like, you can lose to anybody, and I think that's something that they learned last year the hard way is, like, you can't just show up and expect to win, You have to be putting in the time and the effort. And so this year, practices are so much more serious. Everybody's taking everything more personally, and so I think that's really translated over to the games.
How much do you know about TCU soccer at this point?
So I think the only team that we've played that's similar is they played Santa Clara, and they lost 3-0 to Santa Clara, and we beat Santa Clara 2-0. So, you never know. The tournament's crazy. Anything can happen. So I think as long as we come and play our A game, we're going to do pretty well.
In any sport, it's pretty wild. You put in all this time and energy, like hundreds, if not thousands of hours to get to the moments that matter. And there have been several. And recently, Santa Clara was the game that mattered. LMU was the game that mattered. You could argue every game matters, but let's be honest. Now you're in the NCAA tournament. So what's the vibe with this team as you prepare for the biggest game of the season?
I mean, we know if we lose, we're done. And I don't think we're ready to be done yet. And so just like our mentality going into this game is we're going to give it all because, it could potentially be our last game. But, we don't want that to be our last game, obviously. So does all the other teams. So I just think coming into the game and giving it our all is kind of all we can do.
There are some proverbial turning point games for all teams that enjoy success and conference championships and have waded through some troubles early. What was the turning point game for BYU women's soccer this season?
I think definitely, we went to Pepperdine and, that was like super hard loss. We shouldn't, in our eyes, we shouldn't have lost that game. And so I think after that, it kind of was a wake-up call like, hey, we have to come ready to play every single game. Like, if we don't, we can get beaten by anybody.
You essentially had to win every match after that to be back in the tournament.
Yeah, so we, that was like a lot of pressure, but we wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Like, if you would have told us, you're going to, after Pepperdine, you have to win every single game. Like, that would have been a little nervous. Like, it would have made us a little bit nervous. But I think we took it on pretty well. We just were like, we got to take care of business and do what we need to do.
You have your mission call. Tell us where you're going and when you're going.
So I'm going to Texas Houston South, speaking Spanish, and I leave January 15th.
That's great timing.
Yeah.
You finish the semester, you go home for Christmas. I left the day after Christmas. It was the worst.
Yeah.
January 15th will be great. And you're going to Jeremy Guthrie's mission.
Oh.
The former pitcher. That's awesome. The athlete connection there.
Yeah, he's such a stud. I'm super excited to, be able to get to know him better, and his wife seems like such an angel. So it's like the perfect mission for me.
Yeah, you also get to enjoy Texas weather in January.
Yeah.
So another well-played
get used to Texas
aspect.
Because you're going to go back in a couple months. Yeah. How's your Spanish? Do you know Spanish?
No hablo español, so it's going to be a little rough, but I'll get it figured out, hopefully.
Trust me, you'll learn fast.
Yeah.
Your accent's coming along. Olivia.
I know. It sounds pretty good right now, so.
We'll talk in 18 months. After
No
that.
habla.
I know. I'm like, no hable español. But no.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic. Okay, a couple of things. One, we would like you to sign our new Sailor Coug flag in Studio B. Also, we would like to give you a karma boost.
Yes.
You should ask Elise Flake about what the BYU Sports Nation karma did for her.
Okay, I'm going to have
2
to.
goals in the 1 minute or whatever.
She's
after she came on the
insane.
show.
Oh, that's weird that she came on the show that day and then scored 2 goals in a minute.
We think
So,
this is going to be good. You're
Okay.
gonna have a great
Saying.
game
We'll have
this
to
weekend.
see, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Olivia.
Thank you,
can sign
guys.
now
Yeah,
if you'd
here
like.
we go.